Hollywood is very seductive, and people want to be famous, and sometimes you think you're going to be safe and with an adult in the room, or I don't know where this security comes from, but somehow I've dodged.
Pamela Anderson is breaking her silence on a shocking experience that left her fearing for her life at a Diddy party, and the details are nothing short of disturbing. When it comes to Hollywood, Pamela's seen it all. She rose to fame in the 80s and 90s, back when wild parties and dark secrets were just another night out, and there was no social media to hold anyone accountable. But now, if Pamela, who's been through it all, claims a Diddy party shook her to the core, you know it had to be sinister. Word is that it wasn't just bizarre behavior. Pamela allegedly witnessed dark, disturbing rituals at this particular Diddy party, something she says scarred her deeply. Even more disturbing, Pamela herself almost became a victim of these rituals, and she's got the proof to back up her account. But did Diddy actually target Pamela for some twisted ritualistic freak-off? Let's dive into these shocking revelations. According to claims, Diddy has been accused of using threats and force to manipulate people into intense performances with male workers he allegedly transported across state lines. These so-called freak-offs reportedly went on for days and involved multiple workers, all under Diddy's control, with a variety of narcotics thrown into the mix. In recent months, Diddy's reputation has taken a nosedive, with his legal troubles only piling up. Right now, he's facing accusations of some of Hollywood's darkest crimes, and it seems there's no end in sight. The lawsuits are mounting, each one more damning than the last. As things stand, Diddy may end up needing massive financial support just to settle the ongoing civil cases from the past year alone. As these allegations come to light, insiders have started speaking up about what goes down at Diddy's infamous freak-offs. The latest celebrity to join this conversation? None other than Pamela Anderson, and she's not holding back. According to sources, Pamela used to attend Diddy's parties and saw firsthand the disturbing things happening there. Yet, given Diddy's powerful circle of enablers, Pamela couldn't speak out at the time. But with the tide turning against him, she's finally ready to expose everything. Before we dive into Pamela's allegations against Diddy, it's worth noting that Pamela isn't just another celebrity looking for clout. Now 57, she's been through experiences most people couldn't even fathom. Growing up in Ladysmith, British Columbia, Pamela's life was no walk in the park. She was raised in a household marred by her parents' toxic relationship. Her mother, Carol, and her father, Barry, had frequent, violent fights, leaving Pamela caught in the crossfire. "I grew up in an alcoholic home," Pamela once said. "There was violence, and it shaped how I approached relationships. Even though I told myself I'd never repeat the pattern, somehow, I always did." Her mother remained in the relationship, even though her father continued to be verbally, and previously, physically abusive. Unfortunately, that was just the start of Pamela's trauma. She also opened up about being taken advantage of by her female babysitter from ages 6 to 10, a confusing and damaging experience for her as a young child. The trauma set a precedent in Pamela's life, leading her into a pattern of abusive relationships as she grew older. When she was just 12, Pamela was assaulted by a friend's boyfriend's older brother, and the experience scarred her deeply. Later, Pamela's own boyfriends continued the cycle of violence, with one physically attacking her during a car ride, and another and his friends subjecting her to an assault. "Despite my parents' efforts to protect me, I never felt safe," she once revealed. "The world wasn't safe for me, and I kept these painful events to myself." When Pamela got her big break with Playboy and flew to Los Angeles to start her career, she hoped for a fresh start, but the world of Hollywood had dark surprises waiting. As a young, attractive blonde in the late 80s, Pamela quickly caught attention from men both in and out of the industry. After making the cover of Playboy's October 1989 issue, she was suddenly on everyone's radar and started receiving invites to the Playboy Mansion parties, where shocking and, at times, criminal behavior allegedly took place. At first, Pamela resisted the allure, uninterested in becoming just another Hollywood story. She even turned down lavish offers from men trying to own her, as she put it. But eventually, the relentless pressure became too much, and Pamela got drawn in. With her modeling career in full swing, Pamela eventually landed her breakout role as C.J. Parker on Baywatch, where she starred for 5 seasons from 1992 to 1997. Despite her rising fame, she struggled to be seen as more than just a symbol. "Being sexy helped open doors for me," she once said, "but it's also been a double-edged sword." Still, Pamela managed to navigate the industry with a fierce independence, subverting expectations of her as a stereotypical bimbo and surprising people with her intelligence and insight. Then, in 1995, one of the most painful moments of her life hit the public eye. Private tapes from her honeymoon with her ex-husband, Tommy Lee, were stolen and leaked online by a disgruntled former employee. The couple tried to sue the company that released the footage, but they ultimately dropped the case to avoid the stress affecting Pamela's pregnancy. Sadly, the leak had already damaged her public image, leading to a wave of objectification that haunted Pamela for years. The release of the tapes arguably drove internet usage in the early days, sparking a media frenzy as people scrambled to watch the first ever celebrity scandal online. When Hulu's Pam Tommy series was released in 2022, revisiting the scandal in dramatic form, it added salt to Pamela's old wounds. She called out the production, furious that her trauma was being repackaged for entertainment. It was like reliving a nightmare, Pamela said, feeling that the series exploited her without her consent. As Pamela now speaks out about Diddy, it's clear she's someone who's been through more than her fair share of struggles, and she's not afraid to call out wrongdoing. Her story, and the experiences that shaped her, paint a vivid picture of resilience, making her latest revelations all the more impactful. Sources are now hinting that all of Pamela's publicized scandals and leaks weren't random at all. They were intentional humiliation rituals designed by Hollywood's darker side to break her down. This sinister plan supposedly aimed to force Pamela into submitting to bizarre rituals behind closed doors. Allegedly, she was even threatened that she'd disappear if she didn't comply. It's no wonder she retreated to her hometown of Ladysmith, Canada, for a while to escape that pressure, ***. Yet, as harrowing as Pamela's experiences were, in a twisted way, she's almost one of the lucky ones. Many stunning, talented women enter Hollywood and endure even worse without ever making it out. Take Whitney Houston, for example. Despite over a decade having passed since her tragic death, many believe it wasn't natural and that her label boss, Clive Davis, was somehow involved. Whitney, a once-in-a-generation talent, faced relentless pressure to deliver hit after hit for her record label. Unfortunately, the toll of fame pushed her into self-medicating with substances and alcohol, ***. In her final years, Whitney fought hard to reclaim her life. But on the night of her passing, she was supposed to sing at Clive Davis's pre-Grammy party. Shockingly, while her body lay in a room upstairs at the Beverly Hilton, Davis reportedly continued with his party as if nothing had happened. When later asked why he didn't cancel, he claimed it's what Whitney would have wanted. Whitney's close friend, Chaka Khan, strongly disagreed. She insisted Whitney would never have approved of people dancing and drinking while she lay lifeless just floors away. What's even more disturbing is that, according to insiders, Whitney was acting strangely in her final days, almost as if she sensed something was coming. In one odd incident, she even passed a note to singer Brandy while in an interview with Clive Davis, though we still don't know what was in it. Some believe Whitney tried to warn Brandy about Clive and the industry's dark secrets, ***. In the aftermath of Whitney's passing, rumors have also emerged that her death was more than a tragic accident. Speculation runs wild that she was sacrificed for wanting to reveal Hollywood's hidden horrors. And if these rumors hold any weight, Diddy, another industry giant with dark accusations, might be connected. He's reportedly under investigation, and sources say former attendees of his infamous parties, like Pamela Anderson, may be called in to testify as his case heads to trial.